I think it's time to sell the TriZ. Before I even get started, let me fire it up for you. The last time I jetted it was for the dunes, so it's a bit on the rich side. It'll probably be a little bit smoky. It still runs pretty good though. It's got like a nice deep bark to it. Every place that I've taken this, I feel like the sound is what turns the heads the most, and then people want to come look at it and stuff. But it is just a really rare machine, and it turns a lot of heads. Yeah, you can see she's on the rich side there, but runs absolutely amazing. This thing is really awesome. So yes, I'm going to put this thing up for sale. The main reason I've come to this conclusion, I really would love to keep all of my builds, but I'm just not at a point in my life where I can afford to be collecting every single one of my machines. For one, I don't have a place to keep them. Most of my stuff just goes into storage, and I'm just not there yet. So I've been looking for a house, and if you guys have been down that road, man, it's brutal, man. So, I've been looking at all these properties and stuff, and, from looking at pictures on Zillow, and you go out to the place where the house is and everything, and it's never what it looks like in the pictures. And a lot of these times I'm driving a couple hours, look at the place, and I'm driving over here and contacting this realtor, and then this realtor wants me to pay them, an hourly rate just for showing the house. It's been a freaking headache. I was even under contract on a house, and then because of contingencies, that one fell through, and it's just been a headache. And I've just come to the conclusion though that the more money I have in the bank, the better the house buying process is going to be, and it also opens up my opportunity. The more that I have, it opens up a tier higher. And I'm not a regular buyer. I'm looking for places that have a big garage and land, so that when I want to test drive stuff for you guys, I can do it right there on the property. It's just not cheap, especially in this area, and it's made the buying process a lot more challenging. So as much as I want to hang on to this TriZ, I've kind of made a deal with myself. As far as like the collector in me, there's three machines that I've always wanted to have simultaneously, and those are all the 252 strokes from the 80s. So you have the Takate 4, which we're working on right now. That's probably the most rare one. I'd like to restore that one and keep that for myself. The LT 250R Quad Racer, that's another one, and then the Honda TRX 250R. If I could have all three of those in the garage, like as a collector's thing, and maybe a Banshee too, it would just be awesome. So as cool as this TriZ is, and as much blood, sweat, and tears as I have into this thing, I do think it's time to let it go. So I'll give you guys a quick walk around. If you didn't watch the series, there is a bar pad for this too. I had taken it off to adjust the bars, but there is a bar pad that goes on there. It does have the Hermosi SBC 720 bar clamps while we're up there, and it is a resto mod. So I wanted it to look like the original TriZ, but I know the purists are going to be like, oh, that's not original. Yeah, I get it. The original one would have had a black airbox cover, which is this. The airbox is actually from the factory. They're up here. We've got a pod filter in the back, and then it would have, I believe it was a black seat cover too. So we got the banana look. We went pure yellow, which I actually really like, but I wanted to keep it retro looking, and that's why I have the original TriZ decal in the back, the little Z250, some of the iconic stuff like that, and I even got the original factory decals, like the warning logos and stuff. All that stuff is on the bike. Really, really cool. We've got the BVC inverted fork kit. So it's got these billet triple trees, and they are upgraded forks. They're from a CRF 150R. If you know anything about these TriZs, the forks are almost always bent because they were too thin and skimpy. So that's a major upgrade. I also have the billet front hub from BVC Racing, as well as their front wheel, which is the factory size. It's just upgraded. I got the 24-inch tire on the front, 20s in the back. Factory is 25 in the front and 22 in the rear, if I'm not mistaken. I wanted the whole thing to just sit a little bit lower for stability, and I widened up the rear axle just a little bit. I didn't want it to be crazy, but these things are, they're a wild ride as it is, so I wanted it to be a little bit more stable. Got the DG pipe on there. The cylinder I ported. I drilled a boost port for it, raised the exhaust port, worked on the transfers a little bit, and I also had the head shaved down. My buddy Dave Moore did that. Gives a little bit more compression, a little bit more bottom end. And then we've got a TM38 carburetor on there. The fuel filter, all that stuff. I have everything re-zinc coated, vapor blasted, new filter kit in the fuel pump up here. All the petcocks are rebuilt. The engine is entirely rebuilt. Like the whole thing is redone. If you guys saw the series, I'm sure you're aware of all this stuff. The swing arm, all rebuilt. All this stuff is like redone and like brand new. Shock is rebuilt by Rocket Ron. He put a custom spring in there and stuff, if I'm not mistaken. It's just all upgraded stuff to make this thing a nice rider. The back, I've got beadlock rims on there, but I did them, the beadlock ring, in a flat black to match the sidewall of the tire because I wanted it to be a little bit stealth. You know what I mean? Again, keeping with that resto mod look where still you can tell it's a TriZ. It's got that original heritage, but with a custom touch. So as far as the value of this machine, this is where I really struggle with all of my builds because I know how it is. I know, you know, when you do these builds and stuff, it's for like the love of the game, you know what I mean? And typically you just don't get out of them what you put into them. So I'm aware of that, but I'm also trying to take into account that my builds are special in the way that the entire thing is documented. So when you make, you know, there's people that make absolutely beautiful builds, and when you buy them, you're kind of taking it at face value and going off of what the previous owner is telling you about it. Whereas this one, you can actually watch this engine being built step by step. You can watch me put this thing together. You can watch what this machine used to look like, the transformation, all the parts that I restored, the plan for the engine build. All of that stuff is documented on a video series, which I think makes this very, very unique. So I try to take that into consideration. I don't want to like price gouge or anything, but I also don't want to cut myself short. So that's something that I've always struggled with. So I'm curious in the comment section below what you guys think I should ask for this. And if I do have a number in mind, if you got, and maybe pie in the sky. And if it is, you know, I'll just have to recalculate. But at the end of the day, I don't want to cut myself short. And I do think that I built this thing right. I did a lot of work making sure that the engine was put together correctly and all the specs and stuff, and trying to build this thing to be a really good runner. And I'm just trying to take all that into account. I want it to be fair to where I feel like I'm getting what it's worth. And I also want the person who purchases it to feel like they're getting a good deal also. So I would ideally like to see this go to either a collector or somebody that watched the series and appreciates it for what it is. So for that reason, I'm going to ask 10 grand for it. And how I got there is I looked at the spreadsheet with my parts, and I have over $10,000 into it. So I'm asking less than what I actually have invested into it. I'm not expecting to get more than what it costs to build this. That's not factoring in any labor or anything. I would say I easily have like 500 hours into building this machine. This was one of the more difficult ones because the TriZ is super rare. If you guys remember the series, I actually got 3 TriZs that were all a wreck, and it took all 3 of them to build one nice one. They're just, a lot of these parts are unobtainium, man. There's a lot of super custom stuff on this. Some people have suggested doing a raffle or a giveaway, and that is a great idea. I would enjoy doing that. The only thing is this machine in particular, this is a special machine, man. Not that like the other ones I've done aren't, but this is a super rare one. And when one of my previous giveaways, you know, when people enter, you know, whether they're buying a t-shirt or whatever it is, let's just say I think the guy, I'm going to give you an example. One of the giveaways, I'm not going to say which one, but the guy that won it, I think he paid like $25. He only had one entry and he won, which is awesome. But he did donuts with the quad at the rev limiter for like 5 minutes straight until it blew up, and then he put it on Marketplace the very next day. So I would hate to see that happen to this TriZ. Like, it's just, so if I do a regular sale where somebody buys it, you know, for 10 grand, they're going to actually, it's going to go to somebody that actually wants to pay that and actually appreciates it. And that's ideally what I would like to happen. Well, guys, I think I've been talking a little bit too much. So it is up for sale. That's what I'm going to ask, is 10 grand. And like I said, if it's pie in the sky, you know, let me know in the comment section below. I get it. The video series, to some people, you know, who gives a shit? A lot of people don't even care about that. But then there's other people that, you know, that adds value to them. And if you're one of those people that says, well, the video series means nothing, well, then this probably isn't the right machine for you. If you have any questions on it, I'll respond to comments on this video. And also, if you want to shoot me an email at michaelsabo350@gmail.com, I'll get back to your comments as best as I can. Sometimes my inbox just gets absolutely flooded out, and I can only keep up so much. And because I know you guys are going to ask, I'm located in the Philly suburbs, so it will be pickup or I will meet you within a reasonable distance. If you're really far away and you want to have it shipped, that's going to be something that's on you. You got to set it up and you got to pay for that. So that's the deal with the TriZ. Again, please let me know your guys' feedback in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Thanks for watching.